Did you know that Vikings might have had Allah embroidered into their funeral clothes? Yes, you heard it right. In a surprising twist to what we know about Viking history, textile archaeologist Annika Larsson discovered Arabic characters woven into burial costumes from Viking boat graves. These garments, originally unearthed from 9th and 10th century graves, were initially thought to be typical Viking funeral clothes and were kept in storage for over 100 years. Larsson, hailing from Uppsala University, decided to re-examine these forgotten fragments. Her curiosity piqued when she realized that the materials used for these garments had come from Central Asia, Persia and China, regions far removed from Scandinavia. The tiny geometric designs woven with silk and silver thread appeared foreign, unlike anything she had seen in Scandinavia before. This was a puzzle that needed solving. With a keen eye, Larsson noticed that these designs bore a striking resemblance to Moorish textiles she had seen in Spain. That's when it hit her. She was not looking at Viking patterns, but at an ancient Arabic script known as Kufic. The words Allah and Ali were repeatedly found in these scripts, marking an unexpected intersection of Viking and Muslim worlds. With this revelation, the garments that had been dismissed and stored away for so long were now seen in a new light. This unexpected discovery was just the beginning, leading to groundbreaking insights into the contact between the Viking and Muslim worlds. But what did these ancient Arabic characters woven into Viking burial costumes actually say? This is where the real detective work began for textile archaeologist Annika Larsson. It started with a series of tiny geometric designs, no more than 1.5 centimeters high, which she found woven into the burial costumes with silk and silver thread. These patterns, she realized, were unlike anything she had seen in Scandinavia before, but seemed eerily familiar. Then it clicked. Larsson had seen similar designs before, not in Scandinavia, but in Spain on Moorish textiles. She was not looking at Viking patterns at all, but ancient Arabic Kufic script. This was a game changer, but it was only the beginning of her investigation. The task of deciphering ancient script is no small feat, especially when it's woven into fabric that's over 1,000 years old. Taking a closer look, Larsson noticed that 2 words kept recurring in the script. With the help of an Iranian colleague, she identified the first word as Ali, the name of the 4th Caliph of Islam. But the word next to Ali was more elusive. To solve this puzzle, Larsson enlarged the letters and examined them from all possible angles, including from behind. And then, like a bolt of lightning, it struck her. The word Allah, meaning God in Arabic, had been written in mirrored lettering. The words Allah and Ali appeared together on at least 10 of the nearly 100 pieces Larsson is working through, raising fascinating questions about the grave's occupants. This discovery not only sheds light on the contact between Viking and Muslim worlds, but also opens a new chapter in our understanding of Viking burial customs and their possible influence from Islamic ideas. Could it be possible that some of those buried in the graves were Muslim? That's the question that arose when the unusual inscriptions were deciphered. It's a fascinating idea, and one that, at first glance, might seem improbable. But the unexpected often holds the key to history's most intriguing mysteries. When we delve into DNA analysis of other Viking tombs, we find that some of the people buried there originated from Persia. In Persia, Islam was not just a religion, it was the dominant cultural influence. It pervaded every aspect of life, from the most mundane daily routines to the grand ceremonies of death and burial. So, the idea that some of the occupants of these graves could have been Muslim is not entirely outside the realm of possibility. However, it's also crucial to remember that history is seldom a simple tale of black and white. It's far more likely that these findings are indicative of something else entirely. They likely show that Viking burial customs were influenced by Islamic ideas. This doesn't necessarily imply that the Vikings themselves were Muslims. Rather, it suggests that they were open to ideas and influences from other cultures, including the concept of eternal life in paradise after death, which is a significant part of Islamic belief. It's a testament to the Vikings' cosmopolitan nature, their ability to assimilate different cultural elements into their own customs. This was an era of exchange, of interaction between cultures, and the Vikings were active participants in this process. They were seafarers, explorers, traders and warriors journeying far and wide, bringing back not just goods and treasures, but also ideas and beliefs. So, were the occupants of these graves Muslim? We may never know for sure. But what we do know is that they were part of a culture that was more complex, more diverse and more interconnected than we may have previously believed. Whether Muslim or influenced by Islam, the Viking graves tell a story of cultural exchange and influence far more complex than we initially believed. But the discovery of Allah and Ali on Viking funeral clothes was just the beginning. The enigma doesn't stop there. The team led by Annika Larsson is putting in tireless effort, working with the university's Department of Immunology, Genetics and Pathology to establish the geographic origins of the bodies dressed in these funeral clothes. The objective is not just to find out where these people came from, but to uncover deeper insights into the cultural exchanges that may have occurred during their lifetime. This isn't the first time that we have seen evidence of contact between the Viking and Muslim worlds. This connection has been long established by historical accounts and through the discovery of tangible evidence. For instance, Islamic coins have been unearthed across the Northern Hemisphere. These coins, bearing the mark of a civilization thousands of miles away, found their way into Viking territories, suggesting a level of interaction and trade that we are just beginning to comprehend. And then there are the textiles, the patterns spelling out Allah and Ali, that originated from Central Asia, Persia and China, places far removed from the Viking heartland. These pieces of fabric, intricately woven and carefully preserved, bear silent witness to a time when Viking seafarers and traders may have roamed as far as these distant lands, bringing back with them not just goods but ideas, beliefs and practices. Even more intriguing is the possibility that the Vikings may have had direct contact with the Muslim world, not just through trade, but perhaps through exploration, settlement, or even conflict. The evidence is not conclusive, but the clues are there, waiting to be pieced together. While we may never fully understand the extent of the Viking and Muslim world's connection, each new discovery brings us one step closer to unraveling this fascinating piece of history. Why does this discovery matter, and what does it tell us about the Viking and Muslim world's interaction? The significance of this discovery cannot be overstated. It's a game changer, a tangible piece of evidence that shatters our previous understanding of the Vikings and their world. The presence of Arabic characters, specifically the words Allah and Ali, woven into Viking burial clothes, is a clear indication of the interaction between the Viking and Muslim worlds. But it's not just about the interaction, it's about the influence. The fact that these words were found on burial clothes, a significant part of Viking funeral customs, suggests that Islamic ideas might have left a mark on the Viking culture, perhaps even their beliefs about death and the afterlife. This challenges the conventional narrative of the Vikings as isolated warriors and traders, painting a picture of a culture that was far more interconnected with the rest of the world. This discovery also sheds light on the Vikings' contact with the Muslim world, enriching our understanding of their trade routes and cultural exchanges. It's a testament to the Vikings' far-reaching exploration and their openness to foreign cultures. The inscriptions suggest that the Vikings might not just have traded with the Muslim world, but possibly lived among them, learned from them, and even adopted aspects of their culture and religion. Moreover, this discovery opens up a new avenue of research. If Islamic inscriptions have been found in Viking-era textiles, who knows what else might be hiding in plain sight? It's a call to revisit our assumptions and look at the Viking artifacts with fresh eyes. Perhaps there are more artifacts with Islamic influences waiting to be discovered, waiting to tell their part of the story. As we continue to unravel the threads of history, we are constantly reminded that our past is far more interconnected than we might think. Who knows what other surprises the Vikings have in store for us?